Over the last year or so, we've been filming quite a lot on the iPhone just because there have been moments where it would be quite hard to bring like a full-sized video camera. I love full-size video cameras. I love film camera. I love everything. I'm a complete nerd when it comes to filmmaking. However, and at first I was a big snob with the idea of filming on a phone. Like, who would do that? It's ridiculous, you know. It must just be amateurs. But bit by bit, I've been really won over, and we've been sharing footage from our iPhone with broadcasters right the way across the world. BBC, Scandinavian broadcasters, even Channel 4 have taken some of our iPhone footage. And in fact, when we've been filmed by some of these teams, they've come with iPhones, you know, pimped up iPhones. So I've come to realize that actually, like, the most important thing about filmmaking is not the camera at all over time. It's all about the quality of feeling tone. Like, how relaxed can you be? So, for instance, if you were to um, say you wanted to make an advert for the internet and you decide you're going to do a video ad, so you're going to hire a local film team. Someone arrives at your door with this huge camera and asks you, and lights and everything, and then you're meant to be yourself, and that in front of a stranger, never spoken to them, it's all very official, etc. Basically, you just don't need to do that. If you learn how to use your iPhone, it doesn't take terribly long. You know, the picture quality is right there. I use the cinematic mode on my iPhone. It's an iPhone 11, I think. But you don't have to use the cinematic mode if you've got an earlier version or if you've got another type of smartphone. But the key thing to get right, and I think where the innovation has happened to make this easily possible, is basically audio. And what I've got here, I've only had this for about a week or so, is the Wireless Pro from Rode. And Wireless Pros, basically, this is the box where they live, but it's also the charger. So literally just a USB thing in the back. Then you've got two wireless mics, one of which I would wear if I'm interviewing someone or being interviewed, and the other one I would give to the interviewer. And then they just basically connect up to your so you wear the microphones, and you can either just literally just pop them on direct like that, and it's got the microphone in it, or, which I kind of prefer to do, you can connect a little kind of lapel mic, which is just from tradition. I just feel more confident with that. You can even use these. You can put these bits here in a handheld stick as well, and you have a kind of presenter's microphone and move it around.
With their vote because of Pfizer, but like in
No, but don't you think it just means? And I think sound is the thing that people always let themselves down on. I mean, basically, picture quality is fine on an iPhone, but you can tell it's an iPhone unless you do something with the audio. So you've got your microphones here, and then you've got a receiver, and this is the receiver because it doesn't have a mic on it. So then basically the receiver just connects. You connect this little wire here, which you need to get the right one from Rode, and it connects in just into a tiny little slot, USB-C I think it is, and then that just literally goes in your iPhone. That's all you really need to do. And then when you put your iPhone on, I mean, like, so I'll just show you. I'd prefer to use the camera on the back of the iPhone, but it will work the other way around if you want to kind of see what you're doing. Within the native app, you don't see any audio. So that is a problem. And you know, I want to check that my audio is definitely coming from here. So I can do that by just running a really quick test if I want. So it does hang off the phone unless you have.
see you, Dan.
Okay, sorry about that. So it does, like, this thing hangs off the phone, which is quite annoying, unless you can get like a little adapter to go on the top of your phone to hold this. I actually use this. That becomes a bit more complicated. This is called a beast cage. So, like, I can show you how to do that. Hold on a sec. It just shuts. So your iPhone, or my iPhone, I should say, is now inside the cage. So I could just put this, should should be able to clip this on. So that just sits on the top now, and you can get, there are simpler versions of this. So I now have my iPhone a tiny little bit pimped. It's got this audio there. Now the one extra thing that I would do, in fact I'll do a screen record on this actually. The one extra thing that I would do, because I like to do it this way, is to have an app called Filmic Pro that I use. Because with Filmic Pro I can control a lot more about my camera. But the thing that I'm very specifically interested in is just to check that my audio is coming in from the Wireless Pro X, which I can see at the bottom it is. So that's really cool. But you know, once I've checked that, if I, you know, to be honest, I wouldn't need to do that. That is just going the extra mile, and that's me being a filmmaker, I suppose. I could just shoot it on my camera on the cinematic mode, which is what I'll do now. So now, Natalie, what I'm wondering is there a way that you could just record a tiny bit of me sitting here on this and just show what the results look like? So there we go. So obviously, to check whether you've got a good shot is going to be important, isn't it, with your iPhone? So there are various ways that you can do that. One is that you can actually run a little monitor out of your iPhone if you want. Another way, which is quite ingenious to do this, which I think is really cool, is to just like mirror your shot. You know how you can use AirPlay to actually see what you're doing. You can mirror it onto a. Is that in the way now?
No, can you?
Basically, the iPhone has got a radio mic coming into it, although it's fallen off. Oh shit! That's one thing that the bit that holds the radio mic, the little clip, can be a little bit fiddly. That's fine. Okay, so it's good now. Hopefully, I haven't monitored the audio. I haven't played it back. I should have, and I would always recommend just play it back, work out is it working before you commit yourself. But I'm sure it is. It's very, very reliable audio. Also, with these wireless pros, you get two. So if I needed to, I could be the other person in the scene could have one, and they both go into the iPhone and they record, I think, 2 separate channels of audio. So you can actually mute one, or work with each one separately if you need to. And yeah, it just, the combination of the cinematic mode, the combination of the cinematic mode on the iPhone and good audio means that we can record the bones of let's call it an expert interview with you remotely. That is just absolutely amazing, because where a lot of people get lost is literally in not knowing what they should be saying, or being completely on their own whilst saying it and lacking in the expertise of how to structure the film. So I really think that's quite a good thing. So I guess I just wanted to show my iPhone setup, which I really like, and demonstrate, demonstrate how good this audio solution is. And I think that this is a fairly new innovation, this audio. I mean, there's been lapel mics for iPhones for ages, but you got a piece of wire dangling off of an iPhone and you're stuck with a certain distance. I think wireless is definitely the way to go. They now have just one cable between the iPhone and the audio device, whereas in the past it was a bit more tricky. So yeah, I think that is the innovation that I just wanted to discuss, is that this Rode Wireless Pro is an excellent addition. And then it's just recording crystal clear, really good audio, and you can be quite far away and it's perfect. And it just boosts the quality of what you're doing so well. And it makes a combination of that audio and shooting on cinematic mode on this iPhone 11 just makes it feel like it's, a top quality camera. So I'm really delighted with it. And that is my top tip for 2024. this is my like addendum to my Pimp Your iPhone course. I am using another beast cage, so I can add on this beast cage thing, which my iPhone is in. I can add other lenses over the top. I could add another telephoto lens, for instance, over the top, and really begin to get quite cinematic results as well. So I really think that having an iPhone is plenty enough to create a top quality mini movie, and at that point it all becomes about the structure of what your argument is, what your story is, plus how authentic you are to yourself, and then how good your offer is. Those things are really the important thing, and how well you target your audience, and how well you nurture them on email, and what your other products and services might be. And those are the only things at that point. Once you've got your film really nicely sorted out, then it's like your offer sequence, etc., and the different types of products and services that you have will determine how well you can scale and how quickly you can scale it all. Hope that was helpful.